welcome to the Neyo Talk podcast, where we talk all things service ops. I'm Claudia, and I lead Neyo's sales and marketing, and I'm joined by Tejasvi, our CMDB expert, who has trained over 100 people on the importance of CMDB in their organizations. So welcome, Tejasvi. Great to have you here.
Yeah, hi, Claudia. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for joining me. I will dive straight into it. For listeners unfamiliar with CMDB, can you provide a high-level overview of what it is and its core functionalities?
It's very important. Certainly, CMDB is to be a very full form of CMDB is configuration management database. And as its name suggests, it's a database, but a database of configuration items that you use in your use daily in the organization, like a laptop, servers, routers, access points, switches, softwares. It's just a repository of it. So that's what the CMDB is.
All right, great. So how are the majority of organizations see the role of CMDB? Do they see it as an essential part of their infrastructure, or do they see it as a waste of time?
Uh, Nowadays, the trends are changing, I must say. If you say it, the more public, even in the private organization, they are adopting CMDB. And they recognize it as a very important part of their IT infrastructure because it provides you all the information readily available on the platform that they need to make their decisions and their future planning according to the IT infrastructure, all such kind of things. It is very important.
Right.
So,
Okay. So how would you say, how can a well-maintained CMDB contribute to improved service delivery and incident management?
see, CMDB, as I said, it's a basic building block of incident and who you manage the incident for? A laptop or a server or something? How will you manage it? You don't have any information about the laptop? Who is using that laptop? Who is the head of that server? Who is doing the management of that server? And what server is for, right? Which softwares are installed in it, or which router it has with what location. If you don't have that information, you will not able to manage it, right? So how will you manage that incident if you don't have any information of the location, of the person who is in charge of that location, everything? So it's the information all the CMDB provides you. So the CMDB is most important part of that organization. It is very important part of the incident management, service delivery, change management, everything.
All right. Thank you, Tejasvi, for that. But could you elaborate on the specific business value a robust CMDB brings to organizations beyond IT operations?
Exactly. I would rather say that CMDB will bring a lot of things to the organization. First, it completely, as I told you, that season management is very important.
Yes.
And the other thing is decision management in the case that they will plan their future accordingly, they will plan their expenses accordingly, and they will they know that these things we are already having a stock and these things we need to procure for the whole year. They can plan, or they might plan for the quarterly, whatever this is. So that is very important. And the second thing which is more important in CMDB is very important in the reporting part as well.
Okay.
So whenever vulnerability management reporting is very important. For example, there are laptops who are working on the earlier softwares, which is maybe not they have already gotten a security updates or other kind of updates are already there. But so they can easily fetch out the report that how many laptops, how many servers are still on the previous software versions, so they can update it accordingly. And this may help you to remove the vulnerabilities from the IT infrastructure, right? So it's very important. Yeah, the security purposes, as I told, vulnerability management and their incident purposes, delivery management, their plannings, everything. CMDB is very important.
Yeah, I agree. So how can a how can CMDB data be leveraged to gain insights and improve IT service performance?
As I shared the concept of you with the related to the vulnerability management, right? How
Yeah.
just secondary security incident that are very important in nowadays. Just a small example I want to share with you related to this. Let's see, you have some laptops in your organization. Okay, everyone is having a laptop or desktops, in all in ones in the organization, right? So some of the laptops you have provided to the user are working on Windows 8.1, right? Maybe
Yeah.
possibility, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when now the as per the Windows said that Microsoft said that they don't even support Windows 8.1, so there is no update, no security patches, nothing. So
Right.
security patch is very important, right? In the security management, vulnerability management, security patch is very important. And you see, CMDB from CMDB, you can make the exact count, a report for the exact count, the number of laptops that are running on Windows 8.1, and to whom they have assigned and what is the location.
Yeah.
Now it is based on the management. They can take a decision either to replace those laptop or if they are available to update for Windows 10, which is in the current version, and they also get the security updates as well. So they can update. So it's all about decision making, working. CMDB provides you all the things you need, right? It's readily available. You just know which laptop at which location, just take a decision and do it. Right.
Yeah.
So everything is very easy for the management, for the technical engineers that are working on, and for that person as well who is working on that laptop, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just get a call, all the things are arranged, all the things are done. It's very smooth.
Yeah.
See, if in other case, if you don't have a CMDB, you don't have a planned location, the person who is working on the laptop, see how much headache you will get.
Mm-hmm. Right.
The organization will get a headache at so where we find a laptop, this 8.1 laptop is still working in organization. That is a huge risk.
That's it. That's exactly that. Thank you. But so in today's increasingly complex IT environments, how can CMDB help organizations maintain visibility and control over their IT infrastructure?
See, as CMDB provides you lots of things. Okay, it's not just about the repository. It's also about the make the connection within the assets. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
like like you have a Windows server. Okay, the server have a relationship to the application, and such kind of relationships are built everywhere in the CMDB, right? Which router, which switch, even which AP is working specifically for that server. You can build all the relationships. Okay, so relationships are very important. They will help you to organize that this software you have implemented, for example, an application, a simple HR application has been implemented in your organization. So you will see which server has been used for it, which database has used on it, and with that database is in which server it is there, is installed in which server. So, and then there is a which networking devices have been used to provide the service to the HR or the HR department and to whom it gets connected. Everything, every relationship is there. So it makes your things simple, right? And it will help you out that under which layer there is a problem. If just take an example, your database is down, right? Then that you should directly go and check that server that what it is, if it is happened to anything to the server or if it is happening anything to the uh, database application, so you can just check and go there, not you need to check from that every layer from A to Z. No, you directly know which appliance is down and you can check it, repair it, and get it up online, right? That things makes very simple. So yeah, ITC is getting complex, but CMDB is making your things more simple.
Mm-hmm. All right, brilliant. Thank you. Thank you, Tejasvi. Now, I wanted to touch on a very important topic here. We're working with some major financial institutions in Europe, and I'd love to talk to you a little bit about the new legislation coming into effect in January 2025. It's called the Digital Operational Resilience Act, DORA for short. Have you heard about this? Yeah.
Yes, I have heard about the DORA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so even every financial consultancies or every bank has to be DORA compliant from
Exactly.
till before January 2015, right?
Yes.
25.
Yes, exactly. So, for listeners who may not be familiar with, DORA is a regulation introduced by the European Union to improve the cybersecurity and operational resilience for the financial sector. DORA aims to ensure that financial institutions can withstand, respond to, and recover from IT related disruptions and threats like cyber attacks, which are very, very common right now. It basically sets rules on ICT risk management, incident reporting, operational resilience, testing, and managing risks from third party ICT service providers. And the impact it will have, it will standardize cybersecurity requirements across EU member states for financial institutions. It will require financial institutions to have plans for ICT risk management, incident response, and recovery, and will establish oversight for critical third party ICT service providers. So DORA essentially strengthens the EU's financial regulatory framework by addressing operational resilience alongside traditional capital allocation methods for managing risk. So, my question to you is, how will DORA impact the role of CMDB?
See, as you said, you have given the lot of details about DORA, but it is very important that first each device should be listed in CMDB. So CMDB has a very good quality. That is the first requirement to complete with the DORA, right? If you don't have a device in CMDB, how would you compliant it to a DORA, whatever the Resilient Act site? Okay, so that is the first stage. You have to be a good quality CMDB, and you have in the CMDB you can be provided everything, whatever DORA said that you need to be a security compliances, all the things that for the cyber security and all as such. Just taking give an example of that servers, right? Uh, there is an application who's working on the server, and server is a Windows server. So Windows server will provide every the security updates, security patching on time to time, right? So how many servers are there in the CMDB? Let's say the CMDB will provide you the exact count, and you can act accordingly that this many servers are in the Windows and this many servers are Linux, and this is a security patch that has need to be updated, so you can move it to similar way. I'm talking about the enterprise devices right now, and similar way if you have a laptop that end user device, the similar way you can have a security patch for them, and you can see around 3000 devices, 4000 devices, what are the how many devices are there, how many devices are there in each location. You can bifurcate, right? And when you bifurcate, it makes your work more easy. For example, you want to work on 4000 devices now. You bifurcate the devices are four. There are four locations, and each location have 500 devices. Some location have 2000 devices, and you can work accordingly, right? So CMDB makes your work very simple, and you can update them accordingly. From the patch management, everything you can do it accordingly, right? So CMDB is very important. As I said, the device should be there. You have a list, do the work, and it's done.
So, given DORA's emphasis on ICT risk management, how can financial institutions leverage CMDB data to conduct effective threat modeling and identify potential vulnerabilities across their ICT infrastructure, specifically focusing on areas like third party dependencies and interconnected systems?
Okay. So whenever there is a CMDB has a lots of you can say there are lots of fields available itself in the CMDB. It's inbuilt, right? So whenever there is a third party asset, you can update those assets in CMDB. That these are assets that we have got from the third party. For example, you got a VPN links, networking devices that has been installed in your premises but managed by the third parties, right? So for those third parties, they need to be these devices are already updated in CMDB. They have a separate SLAs, they have a separate security measurements, everything they are different. As per the contract, what to have a contract with the third party, right? For example, there is a big financial company, he has a third party contract to the provider, and that they have a SLA. Now, in that SLA, in that contract, there was a security measurements already there that from this thing that will take a security measurements, right? I will not go in that detail because every contract has its liabilities and abilities to conquer with it, right? So but now those security measurements that these are the devices from the third party, for example, a MUX or for example a router, everything, whatever it is. So these third party devices now in that contract you have to mention the DORA resilience, whatever the act was said that the DORA Act in from January 2005 that this should be compliant. And this list is already provided by the CMDB, right? As I told you, there is a field in CMDB which can help you to measure that how many third-party devices you are having, and you can talk to the third party that this is the act is coming and I need it to be the DORA compliant, right? So you can make it easy and take an advanced action.
Nice. Okay, brilliant. Now we know that compliance with DORA requires robust reporting. How can CMDB data be utilized to generate comprehensive reports demonstrating an institutions' adherence to DORA regulations, particularly regarding ICT risk management practices and incident response procedures?
Okay. So whatever the requirement from the DORA and whatever the fields they want to mirror for DORA for particular assets, like which version, which compliance, your sorry, security patch is there in the device, and what are the firewalls they are working on, how the configuration, what are the firewalls are in place or not, and what for how long it has not been updated. Natural, there are different devices, right? So those devices, for that particular device, there is a reporting application based on the CMDB field, CMDB tables. That there are different tables for the CMDB. For firewalls, there are different tables. For servers, there are different Windows server, different Linux servers, different everything. There's a proper table in the tabular format actually. So it is a freedom. I am just comparing it with the Excel, like a tabular form. They have columns and rows, and say in the similar way, CMDB also have columns and rows. And by using a reporting application itself, in this, I would rather say in the tools, ServiceNow tools, which we are supposed to, we are going to implement. We are doing in that area, work in that area. So in that area, we can have a reporting. So using that base as that table, you can generate report whatever you want, whatever fields you want. Just take an example. I have taken example that you need a patch. What was the last patch that has been installed in your computer system? Security patch or update patch, whatever it is. So that was installed in the field. That patch has been updated in the field, right? In the CMDB for the computers, and you want to hear that this patch is not this one or below this one, I need a report of it. You can fetch that report, and even that report can be scheduled also. So you don't need to change it, and that report automatically change at the back end through the ITOM. If it is the information is getting updated. For example, last day manufacturer report there was 100 devices and you have worked on 10 devices, then you don't need to go manually and update the CMDB because it has an ITOM functionality and ITOM automatically updates the field in that. The ITOM discovery I'm talking about, it automatically updates those fields and next day you will automatically get 90 devices. Okay, so that's automatically doing. So reports are generated as per your need and it is automatically getting updated also.
Now, beyond regulatory penalties, non-compliance with DORA can lead to significant financial and reputational risks like increased operational costs, loss of business caused by data breaches and security incidents, and even damage to the brand reputation. Also, non-compliance can even raise concerns about an institution's ability to manage risks effectively, leading to loss of investor confidence and a decline in stock price. So, how can a robust CMDB mitigate these risks?
See, a well-planned CMDB will definitely help you in this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If you have all the assets that you are using from A to Z, whatever the assets you are using, whatever software you are using, if you have that in CMDB and put it in a CMDB, and just then you just need to view them on
Mm-hmm.
the regular basis, right?
Right.
It don't need to. I'm not saying update,
Mm-hmm.
just view them. That
Mm-hmm.
you have a proper list, or if you want to make more fields in update in the CMD. For example, I just taken an example of the management, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there is another management, right, which you called it as a Windows version. Like if you earlier you were on Windows 10, or then there is a 22309 or whatever the name of that version is. If you want to add that field, you can add those fields as well into a CMDB, right? So whatever the new things are coming, according to that, CMDB manage itself as well. For example, earlier you don't
Okay.
require to have the security patch updates, but after DORA, you do need that, right? You need
Mm-hmm.
to be compliant, do need that, right?
Yes.
So, in that case, that field should be added, and that according to that, you can update the CMDB as well. So, CMDB is very important. It is updating, it is gradually, you can say, it's organizing itself and modifying itself according to the whatever the new conditions are coming. I'm not talking about the CMDB software versions which are coming from the service now from the backend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the fields itself.
Yeah.
Whatever the fields you want to there, it can be updated in any time and from the item discovery. So it's very important to have a robust CMDB if you want to DORA compliant and you don't want to have any fine or any financial losses. That's very important for you.
Fantastic, Tejasvi. Now, we talked a lot about what CMDB is and its importance. Of course, the right platform is needed. So, how does ServiceNow's CMDB differentiate itself from traditional CMDB solutions in terms of user experience, scalability, and automation capabilities?
Okay, let me divide this question into two parts. Okay,
Okay.
first you said, yeah, first you said that how we can traditional facilities, right? Traditional facility, I will go with the explain with the help of Excel. Very small company, Excel is the only tool where you will managing all the number of assets, all the feeds, all the things, right? And I will be comparing it with the what we can have a the tool, ServiceNow tool or CMDB. So fine. So in the traditional softwares like Excel, all meals has to be taken manually. You have to type it. You have to create it manually because there is no such kind of a thing that will automatically add your asset into Excel, right? But in a traditional tool in the CMDB itself, there is a mirror that it is linked to the ITOM, okay, ITOM discovery. And whenever there is a new asset in your organization and you have installed discovery in that discovery tool in that machine itself, it automatically captures the information and update the CMDB. For example, you have 90 devices last week and 95 devices this week. So those five devices is automatically, you have to see them that all the information are properly captured just to see, not to update. Just to see them, those five devices should be there in the CMDB. But in case of the traditional method, if there are 90 devices earlier, you have to fill the five devices whole that fully manually. That will waste your, I'm not say waste, but that will get your time around 20-25 minutes of your time to the subject of Excel. But that has automatically done in the terms of now the tools which are automatic. Now you have now the second part, which is itself explained in the first as well. Automation. You talked about the automation. You are not doing your work, your machine is doing your work, automatic 5 devices has been added, that is your automation, right? Using that autom discovery, you can add automatically devices has been added. You just view them to make it sure that whatever the information you want to capture is captured.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. And how does ServiceNow's CMDB leverage automation and machine learning to improve data accuracy, streamline workflows, and reduce that manual effort in managing CIs? I know you covered a little bit about that, but maybe you want to add to that.
Okay, so whatever you can say the machine learning, fine. I would say that machine learning is a part of nowadays is the part of the automation where the tool learn itself, the capabilities of learning, right? So how the tool is learning itself. When there is a problem that some device you are there in the organization, but somehow it is not being captured by the tool, right? So it will provide you a full state of errors that it captured during the last discovery. Okay, CMDB was a part of it. For example, there were 95 devices, I've already told you. Not two or more. You said that no, it's not 95, it was 97, right? So two of them are missing. Okay, so those two devices are, because of some error, they were not able to capture in that information. That error might be there. So what sort of error it was and what sort of thing it is there, that's why those information was not able to capture properly or even fully. So that information will also be provided by the tool itself. So that's what I call the learning. Not pure that error, but yeah, near to that, it will provide you that this is the error. That's why I was not able to capture the information from this IP address or this machine name. I was not able to capture. So it's learning itself. Somehow, if that's you can raise, if even from that only you can raise a ticket to the desired team who will help you out to resolve that error and resend that information coming to your system. So that's how the system is learning. That's how your automation capabilities are being evolution. They are being evaluated every time, every version. So that's how the CMDB and works with the other environment as well. Have you seen this? Not even CMDB, CMDB working with the ITOM, CMDB working with the incident management, ITSM, everything you are working.
That
So
that's really that is a great transition to my next question, really, because I wanted to ask you for organizations already using ServiceNow for other functionalities. So, like you're saying, ITSM and all of the other modules. How easy is it to integrate and leverage the platform's CMDB capabilities?
So if you have a CMDB, the devices are available in CMDB. Your configuration management is near to full. I would say near to full because there is no perfection in the CMDB as my concern from last 10 years. New devices are coming, you are going to add it. The older one are going, so you need to update. So accordingly, all the operations are going here and there. So 100% is 95%, I would say. The so that's what the things are going, because operations are going on, right? Everything is today. One device is got affected with the hardware, or a software is getting affected, or a hardware is getting affected. Something is going on. It is going to a repair. Some new devices are coming. So everything it is going on. It's an ongoing process. So that is a one case. And secondly, ITSM, I have already given the example of the ITSM that there is a software issue, there is a hardware issue. So you need to update. The CMDB also updated it with the help of ticket itself. For example, you raise an incident and your screen got shattered, your laptop screen got shattered. God forbid it should not happen, but it should happen. Okay. So then what happened? You raise an incident, and that incident goes to the team who will analyze all the situation, and after that incident is in progress, your CMDB has a proper background to update it as pending repair because it's went to the repair, right? And it from the very analysis, you have a backend report where your manager is saying how many incident has been reported for the hardware issues. and what were the issues. So from the catalog itself, the issues are there, and from the how many laptops or how many desktops are affected with the issue, numbers are also there. They can click the number and get the detail of that. So that's the one thing. Now, this is related to the ITSM, that is tele response are going on, right? And related to the other softwares like, let's say, enterprise softwares, you need to install a new server, or if VMware is there, you need to just make a new server out of it for separate use. So what you will do when it is for now, there is a other thing which is called a pending installation as well. It's the part of CMDB status. So when you are in a verge of installing the software, but the system is already there, but the application is not installed or something is still going on. It's in process of working. So it's a pending install, right? There is a pending install. It's already there, the status. There are sub statuses as well, status, sub status also. When even when your asset is retired, you have completed it, its life is completed, it's in a retired state. Even then you have a sub status, ready for disposal, all such kind of things are already there. So CMDB provides you the details of ITSM as well. So what are the current process going on? What are you doing? And the other thing came to the next part. If you just talk about the other student, for example, the asset management is already part. Disposal is also part of the asset management. Asset part I have already covered. ITSM already covered, where your asset is not working as per the optimum capacity. So whatever the reason is, so that is also being covered. Yeah. So all the things CMDB is covering everything. It gives you the exact information. It's completely linked with your ITSM, completely linked with your asset management item. I have already given you the example in the previous cases. So CMDB is for this, right?
Sounds good. So, how can ServiceNow's CMDB further contribute to building a truly resilient IT environment for organizations?
ServiceNow and CMDB and ServiceNow ITSM. ServiceNow has an ITSM module, and ITSM CMDB is part of it, right? CMDB is part of it, and it's a simple part of it. So even ServiceNow knows that without CMDB, ITSM cannot proceed. Your incident, your the change management, it is related to some asset only, some configuration item only, right? So that's how it's all in a paper. In our if you chart out, there must be a first there should be a configuration item, and that is the configuration item which the ITSM, ITOM, asset all are related. And the other thing is which I would like to add in this, where you said that you know, what your question said that how we can build it. See, there are workflows, there are processes, process workflows are there. So if you follow them strictly means I'm just cater this thing to the not the senior management, but the engineers which are working on it, technicians, engineers, mid-level managers. There is no shortcut to the process. If you get a shortcut to the process, there will always be a CMDB will be mismatch, and there will be a mismatch in the CMDB origin. But if you follow you have to follow the complete process. I know there were some emergencies for the from the senior management, or there is an event that is happening. Okay, fine, that's a different case. But in if you follow a complete workflow process, which is charted out at the very first level when you are implementing the service now, CMDB, ITSM, with that process, this is meant for the purpose. You have to understand it. If you meant that this thing, if you going to follow the process, if you going through all these things, and if you going to modify the process according to the need, from the feedbacks received from the either from the end users or the feedback received from your auditors, you need to modify it. It's not like that your this is a perfect, nothing is perfect, plan do app check is already always part of it, right? So yeah, so you have to modify that you according to what is the needs, current needs, right? You have made it in a 2 or 3 years ago. That might be the situation was different. That process was built, and it is acting from the last 3 years. And then now the situation is different. As you said, DORA is coming, right? So DORA might be there is a new process for DORA. Okay, so these things they need changes with the time, and if you follow the complete process, I not think that someone will fail to manage the CMDB process, CMDB effectively.
Brilliant. That's a great answer. And if you'd like to hear how a successful CMDB and discovery helped a leading manufacturer for filtration systems in Germany, go ahead and watch our very first episode where we dive into their success story. You'll find the link in the description box below. Now, Tejasvi, we always like to finish off our episodes with a little myth buster round. Now, there's a lot of myths surrounding CMDB, and we've already debunked one of those in our very first episode, so go ahead and check that out if you're interested. But the myth I would like you to debunk is CMDB is only for IT service management.
I've already given you the answer for it. ITOM is there, asset is there. Now I give you more detailed answer. Okay. ITOM I already provided you the detail that how you can asset edit and how the information is getting updated from the ITOM. Fine. ITSM how you use it, that how the status and sub status are linked with the ITSM, right? That is also I've given you the example. Now related to software asset management, which is very important. If the asset in CMDB is not there, how will you able to capture the information from the software installed? It should be there in CMDB, and its installed software is also there in the CMDB. Then only you will able to capture the software asset management. What license you are using, right? What license are you using? How you connect the stamp and CMDB, right? So whatever the software you have received through a CMDB, uh, for example, you have a laptop and laptop is it's a Windows laptop and you are using Office 365, everyone use, right? And you are using some other software related to Adobe Reader and everything, right? So Adobe Reader is there, your Office 365 is there. So the license automatically calculation is happening at the SAM because it captures the information from the CMDB, put it into its format and shows you how that software asset management is working. Now related to the hardware asset management. Hardware asset management is also a very important use. CI information is there, right? So related to the hardware, I'm coming back to the hardware asset management again. So when there is a link to the CMDB, it's always linked. When there is an asset and it is put into an operation, then it's called a configuration item and it is a part of CM. First asset, you bought it in stock, and then it's got it. So all the things are linked. It's a full sphere. If you want to know how it's all things are happening, all and you want to implement in your organization, we help you.
Thank you, Tejasvi, for diving into these topics with me today. If our listeners would like to find out more about ServiceNow, CMDB, or DORA, where could they find more information?
The information itself, internet is a big source of information. The only thing is you should be connected to the correct people, which is the ServiceNow partners. You can connect with ServiceNow partners, and you can connect with the ServiceNow community. Even ServiceNow people are very helpful. You can connect in through the website. You can get the members or the partners. So connect wherever you want. But I'm just saying, get the correct source of information so you are not misguided.
Well, yeah, that's well said. Awesome. Thank you so much, Tejasvi. And if you guys have any suggestions for us on what topics to cover next, let us know in the comments below. As always, all useful links will be in the description box below. And if you have any questions regarding today's episode, feel free to connect either with myself or Tejasvi on LinkedIn. We'll see you in the next episode real soon.